Looks like Chris Sale isn't the only veteran the Red Sox are looking to move this offseason. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. First off, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. Thank you all for an incredible 2023. It was beyond my wildest dreams, so thank you for that. Here's to a better 2024, and hopefully for the Red Sox, a competitive 2024. Anyways, it looks like, as most of us kind of assume, the Red Sox are being pretty active in the trade market. They've already traded away Alex Verdugo and Chris Sale, both veteran pieces to this Red Sox team, and it looks like they aren't done yet, because rumor has it the Red Sox are also looking to move Kenley Jansen as well. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break down the latest on Kenley Jansen, talk about the rumors surrounding him and why the Red Sox may be trading him. We're also going to take a look at what a package for Kenley Jansen could look like, and we're going to talk about whether or not this is a smart move by the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Now, talk of trading Kenley Jansen isn't something that I made up. It isn't something that I got a feeling about. It has been factually reported by multiple beat writers that the Red Sox are actively trying to trade Kenley Jansen. The most recent one coming from Chris Henrique, who just a couple of days ago tweeted out that the Red Sox continue to explore trades regarding players within their bullpen, including closer Kenley Jansen. So we know that the Red Sox are actively shopping Kenley Jansen. It looks like it's going to be a pretty small chance that Kenley's with this team come opening day. The question here is why? Why are the Red Sox looking to shed Kenley Jansen? Well, that answer may have come in a form of a different article from Chris Cotillo, where he wrote about the trade for Chris Sale and why the Red Sox may be looking to trade some other pieces. And there's a quote in this article that probably lends a hand directly to why the Red Sox are trying to trade Kenley. In this article, the quote says, "The Red Sox have told at least one free agent target that they need to shed more payroll before pursuing him as aggressively as they want to," which to me is already flat out ridiculous, right? The fact that the Red Sox ownership, or Craig Breslow, whoever it is who's talking to these free agents, is flat out telling them we are not going to spend a ton of money and we need to shed this payroll before we can even think about signing you is absolutely absurd in my opinion. It makes it even more absurd when you look at where the Red Sox are financially right now, which is sitting around $200 million and still $37 million below the first luxury tax threshold. Certainly not a full throttle saying if you're still talking about full throttle, because clearly they aren't full throttling, but either way, this is absolutely ridiculous. However, this isn't what we're talking about in today's video. We're using this to talk about why the Red Sox may trade Kenley. Now, this article, pointing to a shedding of salary, makes Kenley Jansen a clear candidate for the Red Sox to move on from. He's owed $16 million going into the last year of his deal. If the Red Sox were to get rid of even a half of that salary, they'd be able to free up a lot of money. So what would a package for Kenley look like? Well, it may not be as much as you think. Kenley was really solid in 2023. He had a 3.63 ERA in 51 games with a slightly higher but still really okay 3.66 FIP, meaning he really wasn't performing worse than his ERA led on, which also led to a 1.26 ERA plus, or about 26% more productive than the average pitcher in baseball. But he's also going into his age 36 season. He is still owed $16 million, and he had a host of injuries in 2023 that are dragging down his value. Right now, according to Baseball Trade Values, again, not the most accurate trading source in the entire world, but a great starting point when we're talking about what a player could be worth, he is in the negatives, meaning that the Red Sox would either have to add money to him or include someone else to make it really worth it, which is why the Red Sox really have three options here. They could go for a straight salary dump where a team takes on Kenley Jansen's entire salary and you sort of get what you get back, which probably won't be any immediately impactful piece or impactful piece at all. They could also add a bunch of salary to this deal, adding straight cash and making Kenley Jansen more valuable, maybe about half, maybe about 2/3, something like that, where you could get something in return that could be impactful from Kenley Jansen. Or, like I just mentioned, the third option here, you package Kenley Jansen and his salary with a more highly touted either prospect or player on the Boston Red Sox and make Kenley Jansen sort of the side piece of a bigger deal. Now, in my opinion, we're looking at these three options and what the Red Sox are more than likely going to do. In my opinion, the second one seems most likely. The Red Sox are looking to shed some salary, but they're also still trying to be competitive in 2024, taking on maybe half of what Kenley Jansen is worth, getting something back that could be valuable to the 2024 team, whether that be in a utility role or a bullpen depth role or somewhere along those lines, while also still shedding $8 million in salary, not having to give up any of your young prospects or your young talented outfielders or anything like that just to get rid of Kenley Jansen, to me makes the most sense for the Boston Red Sox. But if the Red Sox do end up trading Kenley, which it looks like they are going to do, what effect is this going to have on the team and how do the Red Sox move forward? In my opinion, losing Kenley Jansen is actually a much bigger impact than you may initially think. Yes, Kenley Jansen had his health issues last year, and yes, there were times where it felt like Kenley Jansen was going to give us all a heart attack, but overall, Kenley Jansen was a really successful closer in 2023. We already talked about his baseline statistics, but just strictly talking about saves, Kenley Jansen was able to convert 29 of 33 save opportunities, meaning he only missed 4 saves or blew 4 saves the entire season, and that led to an 87.7 success rate when it came to saves for the Boston Red Sox. Losing this is immediately going to create a hole in the back end of your bullpen, similar to the one we saw in 2022, which is a really scary thought, right? That's the reason you initially brought in Kenley Jansen in the first place. The Red Sox were closing by committee in 2022, and it just flat out did not work out. They were top 3, top 2, maybe even the number 1 team in the league for blown saves in 2022, or very close to it, and it was a big reason why the 2022 Red Sox weren't successful. Losing Kenley Jansen creates that hole once again. Now, the Red Sox do have options to fill Kenley Jansen's void. They do still have Chris Martin under contract for another season. He was absolutely lights out, one of the best relief pitchers in all of Major League Baseball in 2023. You could very easily slot him into the closing role in 2024. I think he has the mentality and the ability to do that. However, this isn't a long-term solution. Chris Martin is going into his age 38 season. He's also under contract for just 1 more year. This isn't someone that you're going to say, this is the future of Red Sox closing. If you were to put Chris Martin into this closing spot, be more so in a stopgap role. There are other options though where you can leave Chris Martin in that dominant setup role and bring in a guy like Tanner Houck, Garrett Whitlock, or Josh Winkowski to take over closing from Kenley Jansen. Each of them has their own benefits and drawbacks. Tanner Houck was absolutely fantastic in 2022 when he took over the closer role. I believe he saved 9 of 11 opportunities that he was given, but he was also a heart attack, right? Walks are going to be a problem in the 9th inning. However, if he could convert those saves, he has the mentality to be a legitimately great closer. Garrett Whitlock at one point was a bullpen ace, but because of the back and forth with the rotation and injuries, he's fallen off a little bit. The potential is still there for Garrett Whitlock to be fantastic. Maybe putting him in a 1-inning type role would really help the Red Sox get Garrett Whitlock back on track and also possibly prevent further injuries. And Josh Winkowski had some real success in the Red Sox bullpen in 2023. Although the outlying metrics aren't fantastic, he was solid in 1-inning appearances. He really utilized Kenley Jansen as a mentor to try and figure out what a mentality of a closer may look like. Josh Winkowski could be the right next step for the Boston Red Sox, and all of these options would be long-term solutions, and they could also rely on some of their prospects to fill this void. Luis Guerrero is one that comes to mind immediately. He is a closing prospect for the Red Sox who was a future game all-star in 2023. He was absolutely fantastic at the AA level, where he had a 1.81 ERA in 43 games with a bit of a higher FIP at 3.36, but still really solid. However, he did struggle a lot in a very small sample size at the AAA level, where he had a 7.71 ERA in 6 games with a not much better FIP of 7. When you break down the Red Sox current bullpen situation, there are some curious replacements for Kenley Jansen. My only issue with this is that you have to have somebody step into that role basically immediately, right? You can't essentially hold tryouts during the regular season, sort of like we saw in 2022, or you're going to end up with 2022 similar results. The only reason you brought in Kenley Jansen was to no longer have this sort of closer by committee campaign that you kept putting out there day in and day out in 2022. Losing him could be a big problem. Now, if the Red Sox do trade him, there is a possibility that the Red Sox do find someone, and that's what they need to do, right? There needs to be a plan B set in place. Someone almost immediately after Kenley Jansen is traded needs to be named the next closer of the Boston Red Sox, so they can either train themselves to be a closer or get into that closer mentality, because again, you simply cannot have a closer by committee, and that's my biggest fear with trading Kenley Jansen. Personally, I don't think I'd be too upset with trading Kenley. I think he was a great asset for the Red Sox, but as he gets older, going into his age 36, 37 season, those injuries are going to start to pile up more. He was only on a 1-year deal, so eventually you were going to need to figure out who his replacement was at some point, and if you could shed some payroll and get, which is still ridiculous, but either way, if that's how they're running this team, if they could shed some payroll and get someone else in here who can affect the team either on the rotation or in the lineup even more impactfully than Kenley Jansen did in the bullpen, I think it could work out for the Boston Red Sox, and I wouldn't absolutely hate a trade of Kenley Jansen. Again, I just need to see that there's a plan in place for his successor, or this is going to be a major issue. From everything I have heard and we have seen over the last couple of days, it looks like it's almost a guarantee that Kenley Jansen will not be with this team to start the 2024 season. So I want your opinion in the comment section down below. 1, what do you think about the Red Sox trading Kenley? 2, how would you trade him? Would you trade him just as a salary dump? Would you try to include some money or some prospects to get something else? And 3, who do you think the Red Sox should replace Kenley Jansen with on this current roster? Let me know all your thoughts on the Red Sox latest trade rumors and the Red Sox trading Kenley Jansen in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Happy New Year. Thank you for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.